welcome to the channel. Is it morning? It is morning. Good start. Good morning, welcome to the channel. My name is Beena, and this lovely little fella here is of course Walter. Hope you're well. You join me on Saturday the of August 2025. Look at it, it's really dull, it's grey, it's freezing, it's absolutely freezing today. It's like winter. It's not, it's like 22 degrees. It's quite humid. We've just come out the arse end of yet another heat wave in the UK. Don't laugh, people in actual hot climates. So it's lovely to be out on a bike. I didn't know how I was going to stop that then. Yeah, it's lovely to be out and about again and not feel like a sweaty sock. So yes, we're having a nice little ride. Guess where I've been? Yes, I've been to the garden centre. Shut up. I have to go in, I have to keep my dog in chew sticks, otherwise it's me that he chews. So it's a nice little ride out. There's been lots of bikes out today that I've seen. I think everybody else has had the same idea, that got to the end of hot sticky weather and get out and about. I'm going to stop saying get out and about because it's freaking me out. Oh dear. So yeah, we're just going to go through Woburn. At the back end of Woburn there's the Triumph dealership, and that was absolutely rammed this morning as I went past, and there was lots of Harleys in there that were coming out making a hell of a racket. I actually got stuck behind I think it was an older gentleman on a Triumph. Oh man, I can never remember the name of these bikes, can I? The single cylinder job is, yeah, I can't remember what it's called. It's probably on the screen now. He was going very slowly on it. It's very unusual for Walter to be languishing behind a motorbike thinking, oh come on, go a bit quicker. But you know, he was going at his own pace. It's up to him. It made Walter feel good that he he was quicker than the Triumph. Yeah, looks pretty gloomy today, doesn't it? No rain forecast though, we're going to be dry, so that's good because I'm all in my summer gear. Because as you know, I never dress appropriately for the ride. It's been a bit of a fraught week this week. I know I said that last week with stresses at work. Well, this week I had stresses at home because poor Mrs. Beena went to take young Otto out for a walk on Monday, and just out of nowhere passed out at the bottom of our driveway and clunked her head on the floor, and we had to take her off to casualty, make sure she was okay because she was feeling very dizzy and had a bad headache. And they decided not to give her a CT scan to see what was going on with her noggin. They did a lot of blood tests and an ECG and then sent her home. And then over the course of the week she was no better really, still feeling, she didn't go into work and she was still dizzy and feeling sick, headachy. So we went to the doctors on Thursday and he said, look, we really should give you a scan because it sounds like you might have a small bleed on the brain, which is always a worrying thing to hear. Wow, there's a lot of deer over there. So yeah, off we toddled again to casualty, to A&E, and sat there for a few hours, and they took some more bloods and again didn't give her a scan and said she's probably got post-concussion syndrome, which is why she's feeling like that, and she's no better in a week or gets any worse, come back and they'll have another look. And I guess they know best, but it just seems a bit odd that they wouldn't actually scan her brain to make sure there's nothing dodgy going on there, because she's still not feeling very well today on Saturday. So yeah, fingers crossed for Mrs. Beena. Thoughts and prayers, as they say. as if that does anything. So yeah, another stressful week. And on top of that, little Otto, right, some magnificent looking stags just over there. Sorry you can't see them, but we all preferred the chest mount camera, didn't we? I asked everyone, you all wanted the chest mount. Could have seen those if we had the head mount one. I prefer the chest one too, don't worry. Yeah, another fraught part of the week was young Otto has adolescence has hit him like a sledgehammer, so his hormones are all over the place. Should we get down there? No, let's go down there. And yeah, he's just humping everything that he can find, mainly me it would seem, and I'm not on board with it. So last Friday we took him to have an implant to chemically castrate him for 6 months to see if that helps with any of his behavioural issues. I mean, he's not a bad dog. He's not got weird issues. It's just adolescence and hormones, and yeah, the humping is just awful. So we had that on Friday, and the bad thing about them, so when it does it, essentially it's like having his nuts off, but without actually taking his nuts off. But what it does is it stimulates the pituitary gland, which actually releases more testosterone for the first couple of weeks until it then starts dropping dramatically. So with the humping, it's just got worse. So yeah, he's rampant at the minute, bless him. So we're 1 week in and we can't wait for the testosterone to suddenly drop. Kite! Because yeah, it's a bit full on at the minute, in more ways than one. So yeah, poor little bugger. We all know what it's like, fellas, don't we, when we hit puberty? You're like, well, literally like a dog with a bone. So yeah, it's been fun and games in the Beena household over the last week. Hoping for a bit more normality next week. Here we go. Should we get down here? Let's get down here. Why not? Why not? Oh dear, that was a big bump. Oh, actually I wanted to go up there. Never mind. Never mind. Another kite. We might better go down Wits End up here. Yes, there really is a road called Wits End. So let's do that. Where is it? Up here, I think. Is it? Yeah, I think so. Yes. It's great, all the little kind of back roads and interesting routes that you find when you got a motorbike. Places that you just wouldn't come across in a car necessarily. Oh man, when I was coming up, when I was on my way to the garden centre, I was behind what looked like a pretty new Corvette, and he turned down a road which was leading onto a road not too dissimilar to this. I know because I've been down there, and I didn't know whether he lived down there or whether he just kind of thought, oh, this looks like a nice little place, I'll go down here. But I thought, oh, you're in for a bit of a shock there, mate. That is not the sort of road for a Corvette. So yeah, I can just imagine him down there in his, I don't know how fast they go, 180, 190 miles an hour, those Corvettes, I don't know. Maybe way off there. But really wide, left-hand drive down narrow little country lane. I'm thinking, whew, it's not going to be fun. Here we are, coming on to Wits End. Fed up with this road. It's a pretty little place, Tingrith. I've really confidently said Tingrith there, like I know where I am. I think it is. This is definitely my kind of weather. I'm looking forward to autumn, so we can have a bit more of this. Overcast and just nicely mild, about 22 degrees. Get out and about more. Out and about. What is it with me in that phrase today? Get out and about more. Incline, the nemesis of 350J series engines everywhere. Well, that's a nice little blast down there. Again, this is a nice little place, Milton Bryant. Another little village that I would never have come down if it wasn't for Walter here. A welfare van. I've never heard of a welfare van for highway maintenance. What does that mean? It looks like it's got toilet signs on the back of it. Is there a mobile pea palace? got to go somewhere, haven't they, when they're out all day doing maintenance. In the middle of nowhere. I thought that's what bushes were for. I think I've mentioned my lack of high-speed broadband on this channel before. I know this is a boring topic, but you know, failing anything else to talk about, and it's my vlog, so shut up. I've waited basically 20 plus years, about 22 years to get decent high-speed broadband, because I've lived in 2 houses that were in the middle of nowhere. Well, not really middle of nowhere, but in little villages where high-speed broadband just wasn't viable. And a few years back they had a bit of a push on it, and you had to sign up and express your interest for full fibre, and you had to reach a certain percentage of households in the local area, in the local exchange, to have them do it. And we failed to do that because people in my village are a lot of elderly people, so they don't really care, I suppose. And then after that, there's some sort of community fibre projects that you could do the same sort of thing, and you can get a lesser amount of people to sign up. We failed that as well. So I was a bit in the dumps about it. I was like, oh, I really want full fat broadband, because we get like 30 megabits per second, which is pretty rubbish. So yeah, I was a bit down in the dumps, and then we got a notification to say that within the next 2 years we're going to be getting it, and I was like super excited about it. But yeah, that's great. So I've been religiously checking the OpenReach, which is the BT provider that does all the works. Checking their website, see when it's going to be coming, and it always just said by the end of 2026. And then a few weeks ago, we had OpenReach vans in our village, and they were digging the road up, and they were putting the infrastructure in, laying the fibre cables, and I was like, brilliant, this is awesome, we're finally going to get it. So again, I've been, since then, there's a guy who lives in my village who works for OpenReach, and I said, you know, what's kind of the timeline from this sort of stuff happening to us being able to order it? And he said it's usually only a few weeks, sort of 4 or 5 weeks. And I was like, great, I'm just going to keep my eye on that website. And then one day last week, I got an email from OpenReach saying full fibre is now available in your area to order. I was like, yes, my God. Kite. So I quickly went on to Sky TV's website, because that's who my broadband's through, placed the order, and arranged a date for next Wednesday for them to come and install it. I've been so happy, and I've been boring Mrs. Beena to death with my tales of what I'm going to do with it and how great it's going to be. And then, I can't remember what day it was maybe Wednesday or Thursday last week, I got a message from Sky saying, oh, there's an update on your broadband installation, and the update was that BT have no way of connecting me up to full fibre, and they need to come out, and they're looking into it, and they'll get back to me. And I thought, oh no, why? But obviously it's just that they need to run fibre from outside, from the cabinet outside to my house. So a couple of days ago, or yesterday, I can't remember, a couple of days ago, I had a knock on the door, and there was a guy from OpenReach who was surveying outside, and he was telling me what needed to be done, and that he needed my neighbour's permission because it was going to be on my neighbour's driveway as well. Unfortunately, my neighbour was out washing his car, and he was like, yeah, that's fine, because he's a lovely bloke. So he said, yeah, this is what we're going to do. We'll dig a trench here, we'll make good, we'll put it onto the side of his house and split the cable, etc, etc. Anyway, I was like, that's great. How, is that going to be ready for next Wednesday for when it's done? And he's like, no, 4 to 5 weeks. I was like, no. So yeah, I've got to wait another potentially month and a half, because then I'm going to have to wait for another available date with Sky for them to come and hook it all up and whatnot. So yeah, I know this is first world problems, and I've waited like 22 years already, so you know, I can wait another month and a bit, a month and a half. But I'd got so excited about it. It's like, oh my god, I'm finally getting it, and now it's just been cruelly snatched away from me again. I booked a day off and everything. I mean, that does sound a bit mental, but I work from home, so you know, I'd have had disruptive service anyway. So yeah, what a shitter. It'll be worth it in the end when I've got lovely 900 megabits per second rather than 30. Right, let's just get round this corner. We'll have a little bit of a blast and then I'll sign off, because this has been going on for long enough and boring enough, and I've got a BLT with a fried egg baguette to look forward to when I get home. I'm going to make myself and Mrs. Beena one of those, because we is healthy. There's that puff of smoke there on the corner. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, good. Okay, well, that's a good time to leave it, isn't it? Okay, well, that's it for another week. Hope you're all well. If you're out and about on your bikes, have fun. Keep it shiny side up. I will see you in the next one. Bye!